Hello students, in today's class let us revise the next chapter, sequences and series. It's a very easy chapter again. So what are all the things we have learned under this chapter? First we have seen what is meant by a sequence and the general few sequences we have seen, and then we have learned a few special sequences like arithmetic progression AP, which we have learned in our lower classes. So we just brushed up the concepts in this chapter. Then we have learnt what is meant by GP, geometric progression. Then we have seen AM, arithmetic mean and geometric mean and their relationship. Right, that's it. And some special series has been deleted from your syllabus. So we have seen only very limited concepts under this chapter, and it's very easy to let us give a quick a recap of all those things what we have done in this chapter. So to start with, what is meant by a sequence and what is meant by a series. So sequence is the collection is ordered in a way or the other, right? So it's a collection of objects where it is ordered. Some pattern it will follow. Such collection of objects or elements is called a sequence. What is meant by series? The sum of those elements is called a series. So don't confuse yourself with sequence and the series. So first exercise is very simple. They have given you few general sequences and they asked you to find the remaining 5 terms like that. So if you see this question, write the 5 terms of each of the sequence. The sequence is formulated in this way. An is minus 1 the whole power n minus 1, 5 power n plus 1 is the nth term. So nth term format they have given you. They asked you to find the first 5 terms. So if you put n is equal to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, you can find the remaining terms. Likewise, we have solved a few problems. Another type of problem which we have seen here is write the first 5 terms and obtain its corresponding series. So series means, just now I told, sum of all the terms of the sequence is called a series. So first you have to find all the terms and then you have to write with plus in between, that is called a corresponding series, right? Then what is meant by Fibonacci sequence is again a special kind of sequence. It is given by a first term and the second term will be always 1, and the third term will be sum of first 2 terms, fourth term will be sum of second and the third term, likewise it goes on, right? So this is called a Fibonacci sequence. 1 1, first 2 terms will be 1, then third term will be 1 plus 1, fourth term will be 1 plus 2, fifth term will be 2 plus 3, likewise it goes on. This is called Fibonacci sequence. That's it we have done in the first exercise with the general sequences. Then we have seen what is meant by arithmetic progression. Arithmetic progression we will denote it by AP. So A1, A2, A3 etc. AN is an AP if AN plus 1 is equal to AN plus D. What does it mean? D is a common difference and A is the first term. So in a sequence, if the elements has a common difference, then we call the sequence is an AP. If they follow if they have a common difference, which means A2 minus A1, A3 minus A2 will be equal. Okay, they will have a common difference. And in general, the nth term is denoted by An is equal to A plus n minus 1 times D. That common difference we will denote it by D, and the first term we will denote it as A. N denotes number of terms. What is the standard form of a AP? A plus D, A plus 2D, A plus 3D, etc. If we add that common difference, we will get the next term of the AP. Nth term we will denote it by An, and the last term we will denote it by L. And what is the formula to find the sum to n terms of an AP? Sn is equal to n by 2 into 2a plus n minus 1 times D, or n by 2 into a plus L. There are two formula. If we know the last term and n, we can go with this formula. If we know the common difference, first term and the n, we can go with this. When we don't know the common difference, instead if we know the last term, we will use this formula. So 3 formula you have to remember under AP. Finding An, which is A plus n minus 1 times D, and what is the formula to find Sn? N by 2 into 2a plus n minus 1 times D, or n by 2 into a plus L. And we have seen a property of AP which says that if a constant is added, subtracted, multiplied or divided with each term of an AP, then the resulting sequence is also an AP. Remember, you may get questions out of this in your 1 mark. If a sequence is already in AP, if a constant is added, subtracted, multiplied or divided with that AP, then the resulting sequence is also an AP, right? Then we have solved problems on AP. So here is one example. Find the sum of odd integers from 1 to 2001. So odd integers, if you list out clearly, it is AP because the common difference is 2. And first term we know, last term we know. They asked you to find the they asked you to find the sum of odd integers. So we have to find what is Sn. To find Sn, we have last term, first term, then we need n. Only if we know the number of terms, we can go for Sn formula. So how to find our n? We can use an formula. An is equal to a plus n minus 1 times d. In that I have substituted what is an, first term, common difference. We can simplify for n. Once we found what is n, we can go with Sn formula. We can go with Sn formula and find sum to n terms, right? Here is another type of problem where A is given and they have given you A1 plus A2 plus A3 etc. A5 is equal to 1 by 4 into A6 plus A7 plus A10, right? And they asked you to show that A20 is minus 112. So how to prove this? Here we have to go with the standard form of AP. We know first term is A, second term is A plus D, third term is A plus 2D. Only if we substitute all these terms here, we can find what is D. Only if we know D, already we know what is A, we can substitute in AN formula and we can show that A20 is minus 112. So as far as AP is concerned, we are going to repeatedly use those three formula only. Sn, AN formula. Alright, for Sn we have two formula and An. Repeatedly we are going to use this formula and the standard form of AP. But it depends on the question where you have to use. You have to think and apply it properly. That's it. Right. So after we substituted A1 as A, A2 as A plus D, A3 as A plus 2D, likewise we have simplified and found what is D. Once we got what is our A and D and N, we have done with this AN formula and we found A20 is minus 112. Hence we proved, right? Here if you take AP and AQ is given, they asked you to show that SPQ. SPQ means Sn formula. So first, in order to use it in Sn formula, we need N. N is given, PQ, right? We need to know what is A, we need to know what is D, or the last term. So since AP and AQ is given, substitute in AN formula and first let us find what is our A and D. Once we come to know A and D, we can substitute in Sn formula. That's it. Instead of giving in numbers, they have given in variables. So AN is A plus N minus 1 times D. AP means A plus P minus 1 times D, which is nothing but 1 by Q. Similarly, AQ. If we solve these two equations, we can find what is D. After finding D, resubstitute in any one of these equations to find A. Once we got A and D, we can substitute in Sn formula and we can show that SPQ is 1 by 2 into PQ plus 1. Likewise, we have done numerous problems. See, the next question is to find L. L means last term. How to find our last term? Once if we know our N, kindly make a wide difference between our N and the last term. N is number of terms. How many terms are there? L is the last term, which means, see, here we have 3 terms. So here N denotes 3. L is the last term of the sequence. So L is 19 here. Hope you got it. Don't confuse yourself. So N is 3, L is 19 here. Right? So A3 is 19. A3 is your L. So here they asked you to find your last term. Only if we know what is our N, we can find our L. Right? So our first aim is to find our N. So how to find our N? They have given you AP, so we know what is our A, D, everything. Sn they have given. So substituting in Sn formula, we can find what is our N. Here we got a quadratic equation. So split the middle term, factorize it, find N. N cannot be in fraction since N denotes the number of terms. So after finding N, you can find A8. A8 is going to be the last term because n is 8 here, right? Hope you understood. Likewise, we have done many problems in AP. This is another type of problem where we have solved in AP. I thought I should mention this. Sn by Sn dash is equal to this fraction they have given. They asked you to find the ratio between A18 and A18 dash, right? We have applied Sn formula, both numerator and denominator. Then we got a relation, right? Then we need to find A18 is to A18 dash. Ratio can be expressed in fraction. Again, we have applied a formula here, An formula. So A plus 17D divided by A dash plus 17D dash. Alright. Now we try to relate these two because this is what given in the question and this is what we need to find out. Okay. So what are we going to do here is, here we are going to substitute some values for n. We have to choose a number for n such a way it should suit our requirement, right? So I have chosen n is equal to 35. Why I have to choose n is equal to 35? Here we have 2a, right? Here we have 2a plus n minus 1 times d. Only if I choose n as 35, I will get 34. So while dividing throughout by 2, I will get this number as 17 because we need a plus 17d. Alright, you have to think in this way and then put values for n if you get a question of this kind. The same kind of question, another question is also there in the exercise. I have given that problem as homework. Hope you remember. So here we have chosen n as 35. Why we have chosen n as 35? Because only if we choose n as 35 we will get 34 here since we have n minus 1. Then only if we divide throughout by 2 we will get this 34 as 17. Alright. Then a plus 17d we got and already we know the value for this what we need to find out. So other side we have 5n plus 4 divided by 9n plus 6. N we have substituted as 35, right? So if you put the values we got. So fraction of these two numbers we found out. I mean the ratio. Yes, this is another kind of problem which we have done in AP. This is the same kind of problem which we have in the exercise. Ratio from sums of mth and n terms of an AP is show that the ratio of mth and nth term is. So you have to do it in the same way as we have done our previous problem. As I told you, after simplification this is the relation we got and we need to find out a plus m minus 1 times d divided by a plus n minus 1 times d. So m minus 1 is like our 17. So you have to multiply it by 2 and add 1 to it. So m minus 1 if you multiply by 2 it will become 2m minus 2 plus 1. So it is 2m minus 1. Now you have to put n is equal to 2m minus 1 and n also 2n minus 1. Alright. So if I put 2m minus 1 it will become 2m minus 2 and here 2n minus 2. So if you divide throughout by 2 in the both numerator and denominator we will get our requirement. So when you have a problem of this kind, do in this way. Then we have seen AM. AM is arithmetic mean, we know very well. Sum of two numbers. If we want to find the arithmetic mean of two numbers, we have to add and divide by 2. Right. So based on AM, we have another important question. Insert 5 numbers between these two such that it is in AP. They'll give you 2 numbers and they will ask you to insert as many numbers they wish. In such a way, it should be in AP. So how to solve this problem? So we can insert AMs. We can insert AMs inside the 2 numbers. So we can insert arithmetic means inside. So we can write A8, 26 in between 5 numbers. A1, A2, A3, A4, A5. Okay, since they asked you to insert 5 numbers. And automatically is in AP. Right, we have to find these 5 numbers. How to find these numbers? N we know already 2 numbers are there. Now we have inserted 5. So n has become 7. First term is 8, last term is 26. So substituting in AN formula we can find what is D. Right. Since this is in AP, we know first term is A, second term is A plus D, A plus 2D, A plus 3D. Likewise it goes on. So A1 is nothing but A plus D. Since we know what is our A and D, we can substitute and get all the 5 numbers. Yes. So whenever they ask you to insert 5 numbers or 6 numbers or 7 numbers in between the two given numbers so that it should be in AP, it is advisable to insert the arithmetic means. If we insert the arithmetic means, automatically it will be in AP. Right? So this is another kind of problem which we have solved in AP using our AM. Next we have seen about geometric progression GP. When a sequence is said to be in GP, if they have a constant ratio. There in AP it should have a constant common difference. Here it should have a constant ratio. The common ratio we will denote it by R. R is equal to AK plus 1 divided by AK. A2 by A1, A3 by A2, everything will be equal. First term we will denote it by A, common ratio we will denote it by R. Standard ratio of GP is A, AR, AR square, etc. Last term as usual we will denote it by L. Nth term formula is A into R power n minus 1. And the corresponding sequence is A plus AR square plus etc. AR power n. And sum to n terms it has the 3 formula. If R equal to 1, Sn is just Na. If R is greater than 1, Sn is A into R power n minus 1 divided by R minus 1. If R is less than 1, Sn is A into 1 minus R power n divided by 1 minus R. Okay, so you have to remember all these formula. What is meant by R, what is the formula for An, and what is the formula for Sn, and what is the standard form of GP as we have for AP, right? And we have solved problems on GP as we have done in AP. It's similar to AP, only the formula will differ. They have given it is in GP, they asked you to find A20 and AN. We know what is our A. If we divide second term by first term, we can find what is our common ratio. We know what is the formula for the nth term, A into R power n minus 1. In that, if we put n is equal to 20, we can find what is A20, and if we put n, we will come to know what is our AN, right? If we have a question like this, they have given you A5, A8, A11 and they asked you to prove something. Like the same way as we have done in AP, substitute the formula for AN for A5, A8 and A11. We will get some relations and divide one relation over the other and then simplify it to get our required answer. And this also I wish to recall, when we have 3 terms in AP, by default you take the 3 terms as A minus D, A plus D. Then only your calculations will become easier. Instead of taking A plus D, A plus 2D, if you take in this order A minus D, A plus D, your calculations will become easier. Similarly, when they talk about 3 terms in GP, you take A by R, A, AR, right? This is another kind of problem where they have given you, it is in GP, A plus AR square is 16, AR cube plus AR power 4 plus AR power 5 is this. They asked you to find out AR and SN. So how to do this? We can take A common from the first equation. So we will get 1 plus R squared. Then similarly from here, if we take AR cube as common, we got this. If we divide one over the other, we can find what is R. Then again re-substitute in any one of the equation, we can find A. Once we know A and R, we can go with Sn formula. Right? You can leave as such in terms of N. Now let us see this problem. Find the Sn of 888. This is again a standard problem where repeatedly asked. So if you have a question like this, first take 8 as common. So we will get 1 plus 11 plus 111 plus etc. Now you have to multiply and divide by 9. This is the standard procedure. You have to multiply and divide by 9 after this step, taking that common number. Then it will become 8 by 9 into 9 plus 99 plus 999. Now this 9 can be written as 10 minus 1. 99 can be written as 100 minus 1 likewise. Now you can split this into two series, right? 10 plus 100 plus 1000 plus etc. up to n terms. Similarly, minus of 1 plus 1 plus 1 etc. up to n terms. So this will become 10 plus 10 square plus etc. n terms minus 1. If we added n times, we will get n. Now this is clearly in GP with A as 10 and R as 10. then you can apply Sn formula, a into r power n minus 1 divided by r minus 1. So which is 10 into 10 power n minus 1 divided by 10 minus 1. So we can multiply and give our answer 80 into 10 power n minus 1 divided by 81 minus 8n by 9. Like this only you have to solve your problem. Like this they can ask any question, 666, 666 in terms of 7, any type of question if you have to follow this procedure only, right? Next we have seen what is meant by geometric mean. As we have seen arithmetic mean after arithmetic progression, we have learnt geometric mean after geometric progression. We will denote it by GM. GM of two numbers is square root of AB, whereas mean of two numbers is a plus b divided by 2, right? Obviously it will lie in between the two numbers. Then we have seen the relation between AM and GM. So AM is a plus b by 2, GM is root of AB. So a minus g is going to be square root of a minus square root of b the whole square divided by 2 we got, which is obviously greater than or equal to 0 since we have a perfect square. So a is greater than or equal to, g is the relation between AM and GM. Remember, you may get in 1 mark. The relationship between AM and GM is AM is always greater than or equal to GM. And as we had question in AP, we have in GP also. Insert two numbers between the given numbers so that it is in GP. If you have a question like this, then immediately you have to insert GMs in between. Okay, as we have inserted AM, here we have to insert GM. So 3, G1, G2, 81 be the sequence in GP. Now N will become 4, the usual procedure what we have followed there. The same thing you have to find out what is R. Then after finding R, we can find G1 and G2 because G1 is going to be the second term of the GP, which is nothing but AR. G2 is going to be the third term of the GP, which is nothing but AR square. Okay, you can substitute and get the answer. Beyond this, many problems we have solved in miscellaneous exercise as well. So repeatedly we are going to use the same three formula. What is the standard form of AP or GP? First you have to identify whether it is AP or GP, then you have to apply the standard form, nth term formula, then Sn formula. If you remember all these things according to the requirement of the question, according to the given statement of the question, you can proceed your answer and arrive at your solution, right? Hope I have covered all the important concepts and problems which we have done in this chapter. So let us wind up this chapter. Do these questions as homework and post it in the group. If you have doubts, you can ask me. Thank you, students.